Naga Siren is a little bit more of a boring carry, but one that we don't really see. No, we're starting to see again now, but there was a whole kind of phase where we just weren't seeing it at all. So I'm all for seeing what
100% win rate.
Exactly. So
you know who else has 100%? We're about ready. It's game number 1, Falcons Chimera via the PogChamp Pandas.
We got into the action, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about to get ourselves a first blood. Skiter caught out and run down by Chimera. daxak will pick up the first blood to start this game. Should be an exciting one. We're getting some pretty fun, fresh carry picks coming in at the end of this draft. And we'll see what they are able to pull off. Looking at some of the facets, what we are getting
the new visage facet.
We are.
You have to pronounce it for me, Owen.
I should have looked this up, but I think it's Sepulchre.
That's the. I'm a bit confused because they just picked Naga Siren, which is illusion-based hero. When this facet was first introduced to the game, it was used to counter Phantom Lancer, and now the AoE is even bigger, so it works against the illusions as well. So you're going to be stealing attack speed from those illusions. You're going to be moving at the max movement speed, so that's a bit of a surprising one. And we did see Marci plus Visage being very strong lane. We saw it yesterday where it got completely done. They were unable to play the game. They were playing against Vet Boom team, and it looked pretty dominant. TA2000 was going jungle at level 2 pretty much.
And we'll see in terms of the top lane. Onejey this game going for the Fleeting Fury facet, so the one where you jump in, you got that flurry of punches. What do you think determines when you're a support whether you go for this one or for that rebound to be able to drag your allies in and out?
Maybe in this one he wants to have slightly more damage compared to, because that facet has been mostly taken when you are playing with
back in. Let's see how this one goes down in the lanes. And yeah, Lorenof, we saw yesterday, right? He had but one rough game on the Storm and then 2 incredible games on the Storm Spirit. What's sort of the outlook looking like for a Storm in this game? Is this is sort of the plateau for Lorenof to pop off again in this game?
Yeah, he definitely can. Yep. He also did show that he can play Storm Spirit into puck matchup multiple times. He's really not afraid of it. There's some good amount of control. It's mostly roots from Ember Spirit, Naga Siren, and Crystal Maiden. There is Lasso. There's going to be Leash Mechanic coming out from Tidehunter once he picks up the Shard. So lower cooldown abilities that can keep him in place, and there is no real save for him in this game. So we saw the itemization from him. If he feels like he needs to be the front line, if he needs to be the one going in, he's going to opt to go for an earlier BKB, some Yasha into a BKB, but Yasha, I mean Kaya, into a BKB. It's still early in the morning, Owen.
It is. We're waking up here. We're waking up here. And, it's a slow start for some of the heroes on the map right now. Skiter, only 2 last hits, Lacoste. Make that 3. And maybe make that 4 if he's got this one. He does. At 4 CS, it's a slow start in the safe lane for Falcons.
Now, this is a super strong lane. They definitely need to be more careful. Good thing about Naga Siren with her innate ability, Eel Skin. Evasion has been buffed from 6 to 8%, so she's sitting at right now. Let's see, that's quite a lot of evasion coming out for Naga Siren. It only works on the illusions, so she doesn't buff it herself. So with having those 3 extra illusions around you, 24% evasion, not too bad.
Not going to be able to punish Onejey this time round. So, Onejey was doing his best to try and trade on the front lines, but they can have kill potential. Making that setup. Middlane continues to be a very... I don't think they'll pass.
Mara said go because I checked what was happening in the bottom lane. He was about to last hit flag bearer creep, and he's like, yeah, I can't miss this one, just on pause.
Did he get it?
He did get it, yeah.
Ma. And Crit still struggling to really put much pressure onto the Magnus. Shockwave's up now. They're going to look towards Amar. In fact, well, Amar and Crit turn a bit towards Panto, but Panto's got the heals going. Panto drops the blood grenade down onto Crit. Crit's going to tick out. Be able to take him out. Shockwave's back up.
They're not done.
They're looking towards Amar.
Amar activates the new old ability. Kraken Shell doubles the value.
I mean, Panto still, like, nearly kills him. I mean, Amar's left in a pretty sad state here. No HP and no regen. He's going to get some being brought in by Crit. He's got a few tangos and does have a salve out towards him, so we'll be able to refuel and get back to the lane. But heavy harassment coming out from Chimera's duo.
Yeah, good start for them. I was looking... Oh, the Hawk getting initiated on. Marci's in.
Onejey's going to try his best to help out. Maybe they can bring down Sneyking. Sneyking, who will fall. But, only after the kill was already found in favor of Falcons as they take down daxak. And Skiter continues to recover after a slow first few waves.
A little surprised that the Hawk doesn't have Magic Stick at all, because he got the first blood. He's going into Vlad's as his first item. We saw that being a popular build on Visage nowadays. Tank up. Have that extra bit of a lifesteal, gives you Roshan threat, synergizes nicely with the birds. They managed to stabilize the top lane. Visage had a great start, and now look at where Skiter is, sitting at 17 CS. Also, this is a new build on Visage. You do put more points in Grave Chill because of the facet, say the name.
Sepulchre.
There we go. Instead of going for Soul Assumption, the Death Toll facet that has been kind of imbalanced for quite some time until we nerfed it. Everybody was playing it, going for that first blood, getting the extra gold, up to 210 or 240 gold if I remember correctly.
Bottom. Hit the skewer back on Amar, but it's pretty beefy with these two bracers. Not really able to kill him off quite at the moment unless they are able to get him underneath the tower, but Amar being careful with his positioning. Around the mid, Lorenof's backed up, wants to get that sort of safe and journey towards the level 6 secured in the jungle. I think leaving himself open to the abilities of being ganked in that mid lane. He's very close to having the 6 now. There's same to be said, of course, for Sumail. Already hit the 6 here on the Ember Spirit. And able to get that little bit more out of the lane as opposed to Lorenof, with Lorenof having to back up to the jungle for a little bit.
And you can see something that Lorenof did buy in the mid lane, a Ring of Protection, knowing that he's playing in Ember Spirit, who's going to buy Orb of Blight, which is the old Blightstone, so people don't get confused. So that -2 armor is not going to do much, and most of the damage early on from Ember is going to be physical.
And Onejey, he's able to steal the illusion rune, but he's almost certainly going to pay with his life here. Skiter also swings across from the top lane, and is actually the one to end up picking up the last hit on that kill. Takes down Onejey.
We saw that more and more, that carries are kind of making a move 6 minutes in and trying to go make something happen. Because you know that there's going to be more heroes, and nice read manages to TP out.
It's rather low, but the Lotus is available, and he's got 1 charges, so Skiter should be able to still remain out on the map. Top. You're going to see Sneyking. Snaking's also going to try and turn. Has Skiter, but the two of them are being careful how they go for this. A little wary of how close daxak might have been, and the fact that Onejey is off the map right now. Falcons won't try and push for any sort of aggressive kill. Mel continues to get the relax in the mid lane. I mean, we can see on the net worth already just over 1,000 gold difference between what Sumail and Lorenof have managed to be able to get out at this laning stage.
There really isn't much control for this Ember Spirit, and he's off to a really good start. He is going for most likely a 4-4-0 build, so not going to put points in the Flame Guard. He's also playing into Enchantres and wants to max out his chains. Double Observer Ward next to each other. Sumail,
look at the opening jump.
He's fine.
Yeah, they can't quite lock him down. No points in the Vortex yet on Lorenof, so didn't have that follow-up. Same time down bottom, the dive's coming in looking for TA 2000, but TP backup is there for Chimera. Falcons also just having to hold back from this effort of trying for a kill. TA 2000 will remain safe and able to keep that farm going. Second highest on the net worth, only just behind Sumail. An easy start for him in this safe lane. Mar also getting farm out of this though. He's hit the 6. There's a point at the ready if Ravage is required. Mid lane, they find Onejey running around. Sumail grabs the amplified damage rune.
They're not done yet. They want to find something in the bottom part of the map. TA2000 needs to be careful. As you said, Amar has a skill point available for Ravage. They're drawing on a minimap. Onejey, he's like, yeah, they're definitely going to try to backstab. There is tower available, and Sneyking is pinging it out. He wants to be able to get it. Amar right now doesn't take any damage from the towers, pretty much. He does have sustain from Morbid Mask. Kraken Shell has been nerfed. It only works for 50% against the creeps, but overall it has been buffed because you can double the value by activating it. Negative thing is that you're slowing yourself down, but still, in a lot of situations, and look at the damage that they have. Most of the damage is going to be physical.
Same time as this pressure is going on to the tier 1 bottom. See Chimera trying to look for the trade top to Huck. He's got the 6, he's got the familiars ready to push in. He should be able to get the trade hit. As Chimera, no signs of wanting to defend this bottom tier 1. Top lane of Ma, he's TP'd in, wants to try and hold on to the tower. It's pretty tanky. It's buying time for the rest of the TPs to come through. There we go, zip forward and Mars. There we get the Ravage off. Does end up dying, but the Ravage sets up onto Lorenof. They'll catch him as well with the ensnare follow-up. Slide chains. They keep Lorenof held in position. Amar dies, but he's able to defend the tower and set them up to take out Strom.
TA2000, he's ready for RP.
He's going to get back in there. The RP comes
Sumail
out.
dodge.
Is there much follow-up? There's a rebound jumping on to Crit and Skiter. Skiter's able to get the song off. I mean, they're going to want to try and finish TA2000 off. He's so incredibly low.
One slight and he's dead.
He's got chains back up as well. The ensnare's there, out on towards TA2000. The chains catches onto Onejey. Falcons clean up the fight. They hold the defense again, just off the back of Amar coming in, holding his ground, getting the Ravage off. Sure, he dies, but he absolutely did his job there on the hold.
Absolutely. He also set things up. Lorenof needs to be careful. We talked about these roots that are going to come out, which are on low cooldown. Frostbite is level 3. Steering Chains also 3 points in it, and just 1 point in an ensnare should be enough. So needs definitely be careful. Needs also to get an earlier BKB in this game. We talked about his itemization. He turned that Ring of Protection into Soul Ring, which is going to give him some extra mana, of course. But yeah, I think Kayap into a BKB has to be the item of his choice, because Witchblade is a bit of more of an expensive side, and I don't think you can get away with it. You can still go back to it once you finish your BKB, but definitely need it, considering with all the stuff that they have. An interesting build on the Hawk. I'm looking at his items, and he wants to go straight into assault. This man is onto something with his itemization. Straight into AC after finishing off lads. All right,
it sort of reminds me of Tom. I think there was a period where when we had like the mid visages a year or so ago, where you would actually go for the AC rush even before the Vlads. Indeed, bringing back the prioritization of getting that AC early in the build here, Dahak. Of course, going to be very beneficial for the team around him. All of the heroes pretty much loving the extra attack speed.
And quite a lot of minus armor on their side. There is Orb of Corrosion, Ember Spirit with the Slight, Riptide, Gush. They want to be able to tank up. TA2000. He needs to farm up in the bottom part of the map. Mask of Madness done.
There we go. Onto the tower mid. You get the slow onto Sumail, but hard for them to get any follow-up catch on towards him. Amar's coming in with the TP, so Chimera have to be cautious if they want to stick around for this push now that the threat of the Ravage is there. Zip forward, get the regen rune.
We've seen it yesterday, Owen, multiple times. When he picks up regen rune, what he's able to do with it, it's a lot of the times this feels like it's the best rune. Amplified damage in most of the situation is, but sometimes regen rune, because it doesn't get cancelled anymore.
It can be pretty insane. Yeah, they're the absolute dream for a Stone Spirit. There's Falcons. And pushing on the tier 1 on the mid. Doesn't look like they have any interest in fighting now, Chimera. We'll see what TA2000 goes for after the Mask of Madness. I mean, it's got the Ogre Club. What is the carry build nowadays, do you think?
I think you still need Echo Saber.
Yeah, on top of the Mask?
Yeah, you also need kind of a Blink Dagger in this game, because your offlaner is not a Blink initiator. Storm is going to do the job, but overall, it does feel like you still need to go for it. And eventually, I think you still need to pick up something like a Silver Edge, because you need the break mechanic to be able to kill the Tide. Right now, Amar is farming good amount in the triangle. They made some stack for him. Vlad's finished, going into phase boots next.
A relatively peaceful, even start between the squads. 5 to 7, just 1k gold lead for Falcons right now. Definitely expect to see it kick up around the 15 minutes. Both teams with those big team fight ultimates ready to go for the tormented contest. Looking at the next big pickups, what are we getting now for Sumail? She's going to look for the S and Y on top of the Mage Slayer. You to increase his chance of surviving. A little bit of safety against the RP. Lead him with the chains on Panto. Just teasing around though. Doesn't have any further backup. What sort of reactions they can force out from Chimera.
Magnus getting closer to his Echo Saber. But fighting into enemy Tormentor is going to be a bit tricky for Chimera. You're fighting into Song, so they can try to set things up. With the Tidehunter, we saw Amar dying in the previous fight, but still getting a really good ravage onto multiple heroes, and they're going to kill another tower. Something that Ember Spirit kind of lacks is tower damage on his team, and they still managed to kill 2 towers 14 minutes into the game. Definitely feels really good for him.
Yeah, it's good timing. The Falcons definitely with that slight bit of a hold in the game right now. Looks like they can get a little bit more done around the map, whereas Chimera just needs that little bit more time before they're able to match this sort of pace that Falcons are coming at them with. Sumail in particular, of course, leading the charge. 4-0-1. See if they get the chance for tier 2000. They did catch him under that Observer Ward. No, he's around. Sneyking does have freezing field, so they can hold him in position. They should have the chance for the damage. Here it comes, but the RP actually, I'm surprised actually at the range there to clip Sneyking. He must have been on the maximum range of that RP's area. Gets clipped by it. Tier 2000.
Oh, that Arcane Rune.
Yeah, the Fire Remnants off the mark there from Sumail. He doesn't actually get the connection, and Tier 2000's actually able to get away.
He is tanky, sitting at 2000 HP. Uses RP, however, and this is the first time, I think, ever since the patch dropped that 15 minutes in, nobody wants to go for the Tormentor. None of the teams are like, yeah, this is so important that we need to take it immediately. They are giving the respect to what other teams can bring, especially from Chimera. I think that Falcons maybe could have taken it. They definitely have more than enough damage with Vlad's. Amar is still in that area, but you can see Onejey. He's drawing on a minimap. He's been quite silent to this game, sitting at only 12 CS, having 4 deaths to his name.
Yeah, he's just going to continue to quietly farm up that BKB on top of the phase. Falcons around Amar will now be able to get that Tormentor. Shard goes the way of Sneyking.
He wanted to buy Shard. Look at his buy.
Oh, he did.
Sitting at 1100 gold.
There we go.
So that's going to be even more problems for Storm Spirit before he gets the BKB. Yasha, I keep saying Yasha. Kaya has been completed on Storm Spirit.
They're ready to keep running them, Falcons. They've got the Ravage, of course, at the ready. Can try and force these tier 2s. They've even got Skiter in the neighborhood as well now. Not afraid to join the fight. Very close to having the Manta done on the Naga Siren. See what they do in reaction to this Chimera. Hit 2000. Looks like he doesn't want to mess around with them. We'll have RP back up in 10 seconds. Build-wise, he's going to go for the BKB after the Echo, so it's still going to take this sort of initiation of them walking in to find RP setups, or indeed just Lorenof being able to hold someone in position long enough with the Vortex. But of course, at the moment, it's only level 1 Vortex, so kind of hard to follow up on.
Yeah, so right now, for Chimera, it does seem they want to dodge the fights until they get the BKBs, until AC is online for Visage, which he's getting relatively close to. Needs another 1500 gold to finish it. Problem is Onejey is not having any kind of farm. Like, enemy position 5 almost doubles your net worth. They did kill the Tormentor.
They're going to try and make the jump onto daxak. Sumail's in on top of him. Sneyken's got the Frostbite. They surround him. And they should be able to slowly take it down. And at the same time, Skiter's looking for the setup off the back of the Song. Has the ensnare follow up onto Lorenof. They're going to jump forward, close in with the chains. The damage from the freezing field, they'll get him. Onejey is able to kill off crit in return, but now Onejey could be in trouble. He's going to actually jump back in. He's going to go go aggressive over towards Skiter. They've got the rest of the team following up now. TA2000 in with the skewer. RP only onto Sneyking. Doesn't catch onto Sumail, but it is enough to bring Sneyking down. Sumail, change onto the two of them. Amar's got the ravage. There it is. At the follow-up, is the damage going to be quite there? Panto's going to go for the TP out. TA2000's not going to be quite as fortunate, as it's a bloody battle, but one that Falcons do come out on top of. But once again, Sumail getting the cleanup, courtesy of Amar coming in to join forces with him. Sumail now 7-0-2.
This fight looked like they're not going to even try to take the fight, but Onejey decides to go in. They still managed to get some kills out of it, but still paying the price. I don't think this is worth it for them. They have a big problem on their side, and it's called Sumail. This guy is about to finish off his SNY, so we'll have status resistance as well. And you can see that Lorenof can't really do much. If he zips in aggressively, he's straight up going to die. Because of all these routes, it's very hard for him to play the game right.
What I want to go for next now. It's getting tougher and tougher for Chimera. And TA2000 really needs to just get that BKB done for the next time he's forced to join up to the team fight. And ideally, daxak can find the money to get that AC finished. They're going to smoke up with the two of them, Panto and daxak. But they've got to find someone alone, and kind of has to be someone that's not Amar. Amar at this point, very hard to take down with a Glimmer on top of the Vlads.
Very difficult to kill.
Yeah.
He also has Glimmer Cape, the one that you mentioned. Then he also has Shard, so that's going to be another problem for Storm Spirit. Even the Magnus pre-BKB or when he's done with his BKB. So Chimera, what they need to do is they need to land some like 2-3 man RPs, kill those targets off immediately.
That's Sneyking. He's just going to go for the kill attempt here with a freezing field, and he's going to get it. Well, okay, no, Mark's going to get it. He turns up, takes the kill himself, and he's also got the dead in the water to stop Panto TPing out. Zamar gets himself some kills on the board. So was running around 0, 1, and 2. You know, all these kills have been taken away from him. He'd had enough time to get some of those last hits himself. The lasso, it's TA2000. I mean, he's got to use the RP in an attempt to try and survive this. He'll bring down Crit, but again, this is TA2000, the carry, dying in situations where he's still unable to farm up that BKB Lacoste. It keeps getting put on hold.
Oof. At least he got something from it, but can't disassemble his Echo Saber, and we can see that the Chimera members are not too happy about what's happening on the map right now. The map is getting smaller. Those BKBs are definitely needed. Lorenof needs another 1,000 gold, and Amar, after seeing that he's going for AC on Visage, immediately fused up AC of his own. He's like, yeah, I want to be able to match it.
Panto was able to slide into the Shrine of Wisdom just in time to actually get that pick up himself. Now with the back of a Onejey, they're trying for Amar. They do have the dust.
Oh, no, Lorenof, not again.
They've got the lockdown upon him. The Ravage to follow up. Lorenof's dead again. And now Sumail's considering if he can maybe chase him for more. Jump forward, dead in the water, on towards daxak. The Sleight of Fist comes in. TA2000 hasn't got the RP. The song's going to be there. This is going to buy time for Sumail's slight change to come back off cooldown. He can look to pretty much hit all four of them here with the next Sleight of Fist. There it is. Catches daxak. daxak's got Amar. They're trying to kill the Tide. He's going to be able to walk this off. The Glimmer's back up. Amar gets away. TA2000 surrounded under the tier 2. They're going to get team wiped here, Chimera, and Falcons, they lose nothing.
Man, the way they reset, they don't have that big wombo combo because they already used Ravage, but they reset, and as you said, resetting Sleight of Fist and Searing Chains, how much damage was that from Sumail? Not even that high, because the heroes are dying so quickly. Not even 3,000 damage. Yeah. Surprised that they decided to take that fight pre-BKBs, and we're going to see it again. It's just the decision-making is really not there. They feel like they need to take these fights, but they have no BKBs, so they're just getting kited by these small, low cooldown spells.
I mean, it feels like, what, kind of 3 times, maybe even back-to-back, that TA2000's found himself in the action where he's been a few hundred gold away from this Ogre Club to get the BKB, but keeps getting dragged into the action and is hurting him big time.
He can have it. He can disassemble it and have his BKB. He doesn't need to have Echo Saber.
Might have made a difference in some of these fights, actually, if he'd had that BKB a little sooner. He'll have it. Should have it before the next fight. Couple of creep camps here. Should get the job done. There's the stack here as well. This stack will give him the BKB, so next time round might have a bit of a better fighting chance. Bottom lane, Onejey caught out here. by Falcons as they continue to rotate across the map. 20-9, 13k lead. Falcons in full control of this game one.
Such a good Ember Spirit game to start with. He's involved in 17 out of 20 kills. He's all over the place, going into Shiva's guard next. That's going to provide him some extra armor. And finally, they have BKB on Lorenof. But he needs to get a big kill. By big kill, I mean he needs to kill either Crystal Maiden or he needs to kill Batrider when he zips in with a BKB. Because I don't think this Ember Spirit's going to die. 2000 HP, magic resistance, flame guard on. I don't know if I said status resistance, but yeah, they're going to be very difficult to kill. They're going to smoke. Double BKBs online.
Can they find anything though? Seems kind of difficult. Falcons seem kind of prepared. They're grouped up themselves and they've got all of the ultimates as well ready to respond with. Chimera not going to find anything with that initial smoke attempt to make a play with the BKBs. Panto in the mid lane. Might be a bit of a bait, but can he actually survive through this? Dead in the water leashes down upon him. Another sleight of fist from Sumail. This is enough to kill him, so Panto will manage to walk away.
Sumail can pretty much do whatever he wants in the fights. He goes in, he can test it out, see where everybody is. This Orb of Corrosion seems to be one of the strongest items in the patch because it gives you 8 agility now, and it also slows the movement speed based on the type of the hero that they are. So it's very effective against most of the cores because it is range Storm Spirit, it is range Visage as well, Enchantres, reducing the healing, getting that extra slow, extra bit of a minus armor. Falcons, they're gonna smoke up. Uh-oh. A2000.
Gonna get back in time. See if they can get the catch onto Lorenof. I mean, Sumail's backed up for this. Might force the BKB. See how Lorenof's able to play this. Should be fine with the zip TP. Nothing to close the gap that much.
I'm looking at the next set of items that Chimera can buy. TN2000, he is going for the Blink Dagger that we did mention earlier. Definitely needs to set things up. This is another round of items. Right now, Strom is sitting at 1,000 gold. Onejey, he has only Ogre Axe at this point, so in terms of scaling, they still need a little bit more time.
Not gonna be easy for Chimera. And we did see, obviously, the series yesterday did kind of have this vibe where game one, it was a rough one for Chimera. In game 2 and 3, they started to pull off quite the show.
Oh, look at this play. This is a nice play.
Yeah.
They're still getting something out of the map, Falcons. With the Bloodthorn, they're going to go for Roche. They want to get some kind of a trade, and Onejey is going to be getting it. Good upgrade with Marci. Increases that damage, and you can use Rebound on enemies. We're picking up Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Not going to be the easiest thing to do. What is Amar up to? Yeah, he actually finished off AC of his own. He's super tanky. He's sitting at almost 30 armor.
See how much they want to push into the high ground. With this Aegis, they're going to be feeling pretty invincible, I think. Chimera is definitely going to have to head back to try and deal with the pressure. Falcons should be ready to just go high ground here with the Naga Star and Skiter ready to push. What do Chimera do about this? Notifications out.
Quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, no sign
Naga
of
started with the illusions. Vlads plus AC. Amar is just being an aura right now, sitting behind Skiter, who's sieging the high ground. Mel's gonna TP back.
Somebody's got to do something about this. Skiter taking the barracks. Crip, he's able to get the jump in onto Panto. That's Panto gone. Somebody else is going to have to come back if they want to push them out of here.
Yeah, somebody else has to come in, try to defend, die, because that seems to be the losing formula. It's very difficult. You're fighting into Aegis. There's Tier 2 tower available in the mid lane. They can push that one out, but you could definitely feel that they don't have enough. TA2000 did pick up his Blink Dagger, so he needs to land at least 3-man RP for them to be able to get back into this game. Skewer back into tier 4 towers, otherwise I don't see them winning a fight.
Must be some crazy moves. Turn this one around. This is going to be quite the rough opening to the day here for Chimera. Falcons making this one look pretty smooth and easy. It's two in the mid lane. Going to be claimed. Chimera just got to try and hold back and put everything into that high ground defense.
They basically have one fight. If they lose that one fight, their BKBs go off cooldown, go on cooldown. Magnus uses RP. The game is pretty much over because they can easily reset. They have more than enough sustain. Skiter's about to finish off his part, which is going to make him super tanky. Still holding that Aegis, 2.5 minutes.
They want to fight around the tier 2. They are starting to step outside of the base, Chimera. They'll get the jump onto Skiter. We'll be able to get the skewer back. I'll kill him off the once.
That's one life.
Go for a second time. They'll try. Ooh. Okay. It was only on the RP,
Doesn't
but
matter.
it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter that the RP was a little weird. Now they're going to try and push on for more. The Ravage comes off. Not before they killed him off. So they get the 2 kills, but they do lose TA2000's lasso drag back of crit. It is done, holding back Sneyking and Sumail, but the frostbite onto daxak. It's causing him issues. Sumail jumps in, gets the double. Now going to turn over towards Panto. Trying to slide away with the Hurricane Pike, but Sumail closes in with the chains. It's going to be another one there for Sumail. Triple kill. The fight still goes Falcons' way. I mean, they get 2 big kills. They get
do?
Skiter, they get the tide.
Well, imagine if they had that RP on a target.
For someone else.
Yeah, for something else that it really mattered, but...
Yeah.
They just killed Skiter twice, pretty much.
They did. Yeah, as you say, like the RP evidently was not needed because it was missed and they still get the kill, so maybe could have been used elsewhere to have a better shot at turning things around in that fight, because as it stands, Falcons, they still come out on top. They're still the ones pushing in. Chimera, they're going to have to try another defense.
And you see power of Falcons lineup. Low cooldown abilities when BKBs are down. Heroes are not moving. Chains into Frostbite, into another Frostbite from her shard. It's going to be another set of barracks. They're going to glyph in the end. The Hawk has birds available.
All right, let's see if they can get
Skeeter's coming in.
back. It's on to Sumail.
30 seconds until RP's back online.
They have got skewer if they want to try and make a skewer play. Sumail's already got. Damage is done. Second set of racks is taken.
They're going to try to reset. 50 seconds until Ravage is off cooldown. 3 minutes until potential rogue spawn. Let's see if they decide to go with Ravage or if they want to farm it up a little bit more. Because Chimera, you could still see that they have the damage. They have damage available to be able to kill the heroes. Skiter's super tanky. He does have that evasion from his innate ability when standing close to other Naga Sirens, and also sitting at 3000 HP, but still, they are able to kill him. Kill him even twice.
See what Falcon's next move is going to be. Do you think they just actually wait for the next Aegis? Is there any rush for Falcons in a game like this?
I mean, in terms of scaling, lineup from Chimera scales really well. If we're talking about some like 50 minutes, if they manage to survive long enough. But yeah, this has been the issue. They focus down one hero, completely isolate him, and it's very difficult to just sustain yourself. Enchantres usually is the one who is kind of scaling from position 5, but this time around he got shut down completely. We might see some slow siege coming out from the illusions as well. Ravage is online. I assume Falcons, they don't want to give them another 5-10 minutes potentially, so they will try to go for the high ground.
Onejey, he's been found. Can't BKB TP with the fact that crit's ready for him, so has to accept his death. Let's step buyback though. What they want to try here on the defense. The least it's a defense against a team that doesn't have Aegis. TA2000, he's got to get some crazy RP off.
did get the crazy RP off in the previous fight, getting
with the wrong
0
crazy.
people. Let's see. You're back onto Tide.
Try and burst through Amar.
Ghost
Scepter buys him time. There's the RP onto Amar, but it's immediately cracked scaled off. And now with the song is kind of getting a bit awkward. TH1000, he's completely surrounded. Ravage is up. He's dead. The Ravage connects onto Onejey as well. They look towards Panto. Panto will be able to push Amar back with a Hurricane Pike. But Amar, the Glimmer Cape's up. He gets out of there. Lorenof's dead. It's just over. Oh, a rough one from Chimera, that one. That was some moments that weren't very pretty there, Lacoste.
Yeah, most definitely. Also, this decision-making, let's try to go on a Tide Hunter. Who's the tankiest guy on the enemy team?
Yeah.
Tide Hunter.